Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 8th of January. I'm James Spann. Rain on the way, a big warm-up on the way, and a big cool-down coming up after the warm-up. Hey, must be January in Alabama. Now, let's get in there and talk about some of the Skycam shots around the network this afternoon. Not a bad day at all. The clouds are thin enough for a good bit of filtered sunshine. That's view coming from Gadsden. There's a look at the Demopolis Skycam down in West Alabama. The sky there is mostly cloudy. And check out those wave clouds over Birmingham. Undulatus, you often see those as moisture begins to return into an initially stable air mass. And that's over Birmingham. It's coming from the Spann Twitter Army. And again, you can see how there's a pretty decent amount of sunshine getting through those clouds today, but I hope you enjoy it because the sun's going to go away for a while. On the big picture, got that big upper low over Mexico, well south of El Paso, Texas, and as that thing lifts out, that's going to produce a whole lot of rain in areas west of Alabama and ultimately here as well. Temperatures are looking pretty good, mostly upper 50s around here at mid-afternoon. The warm spot in Montgomery where they've got 62. And around the nation, the big January thaw beginning. We're going to see some really warm weather for January over the east by the end of this week. In advance of the big upper low, we have flash flood watches in effect for a pretty good chunk of central and southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. And in terms of severe weather, this is the risk for the rest of today and tonight, the standard slight risk over parts of South Texas and the Texas coastal plain, basically from Austin and San Antonio south to Brownsville and then back up the coast near Houston. Day 2, this is tomorrow, a slight risk on the Texas coast over into parts of Louisiana. And on day 3, which is Thursday, no formal risk, just the low-end 5% area over most of Mississippi and extreme West Alabama. And really, our thinking has not changed a lot on that, just a marginal severe weather threat Thursday evening. But man, oh man, what a rain event. Very beneficial rain for our friends in Texas, where they really need it. This is the rain for the next 7 days, by the way, valid through Tuesday evening of next week. The bullseye, how about 7.5 inches over central Louisiana? Wow. And in Alabama, the numbers vary from about 3 inches around the shoals down to 3/4 of an inch at Dothan. And our biggest concern is going to be early next week. I mean, we're seeing evidence of what could be a pretty nasty heavy rain flooding event for the first half of next week around here. Let's take a look. A lot to talk about. This is the 12Z GFS, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I'm sorry, actually 12 noon. And this is at 500 millibars. There's the upper low that's near the Rio Grande. And down below that, a lot of rain over Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, extending into Alabama. But you can see the heaviest rain should be west of here. So a good chance of showers during the day tomorrow. Don't think it rains all day, but it could rain heavily at times. And that's basically with a warm front feature pushing up through here. And the high should be in the 60s. All right, let's go to Thursday. That's a very deep upper low over Lake Texoma on the Texas-Oklahoma border. But the main dynamic's a little west of here, and you can see at midday Thursday, still the big batch of showers and storms pretty much up and down the Mississippi River. New Orleans up to Vicksburg and Memphis. And so maybe during the day Thursday, it'll just be kind of breezy and very mild, and it won't rain that much until Thursday night. This is Thursday night at midnight. And even then, this is suggesting maybe some type of thunderstorm complex on the Gulf Coast that cuts off the inflow up in here, and the rain would not be all that heavy. So clearly, we don't expect any flooding issues here Thursday. And when you start seeing 70s, and I do think we'll reach the low 70s on Thursday, the question becomes severe weather. We'll check the severe weather parameters. This is valid Thursday evening, local time at 6 o'clock. The green, that is where the air is unstable. The lifted index is below 0. And the air's pretty unstable west of here, but really there's not much surface-based instability in Alabama. And the really big numbers are offshore down in the Gulf. And this is the shear, the veering of the wind, the bulk shear in the lower levels. And the better numbers are north and west of here. So as you can see, that better combination of instability, shear, just not really in place over Alabama. And this is the STP, the significant tornado parameter, valid at 6 p.m. Thursday, Central Time. And the good news, the numbers are all under 1. It's green. And you've got, numbers below 1 showing up through West Alabama and Mississippi up into Arkansas. But again, it's a marginal situation. Little narrow window maybe for severe weather Thursday afternoon, the better chance west of here. But we'll watch things because when it comes to thunderstorms, what do? Expect the unexpected. And for Friday, this is the output valid at noon. The upper support is out. Cold front stalls out around Interstate 65, and we're just kind of left in a cloudy, warm, showery pattern. The GFS is printing 73 on Friday. Wow. That's getting close to record territory. Now, Saturday as we start the weekend, we've got the warm ridge over Florida and the Gulf, big cold trough in the west. And by the way, I thought I'd show you the anomalies here. First off, there's a look at the surface chart on Saturday, and before we get to the anomalies, Saturday would be a warm, cloudy-ish day with showers, but, not a big rain, just a few passing showers from time to time. But, yeah, look at those anomalies. This is suggesting temperatures over 20 degrees above average, and that's about right. If we hit 73, 74, and not only Alabama, but the whole eastern third of the United States is warm. But notice how the anomalies go negative once you get over to Iowa and up into the high plain states. There's cold air not that far away. This is Sunday. Now, here's the problem. You see that band of rain setting up over northwest Alabama? That's with a front that's just not going to have much southward push. It's going to be parallel to the upper airflow. This is Sunday at noon, suggesting the better rains over northwest Alabama. We'll go to Monday, and I'm telling you, that band has not moved. I mean, if this is right, this would be a nasty flooding situation for Muscle Shoals and maybe Athens and Russellville up in northwest Alabama. Tuesday, the band slowly sags to the south. It's over us. And Wednesday, it's still on top of us. So you can see why we're growingly concerned with the possibility of flooding for parts of North Alabama for the first half of next week. Severe weather, no. Flooding could be a big problem if this is right. We've seen a number of runs that look like this. And finally, this is on Thursday, the 17th of next week. The rain begins to end. We turn sharply colder. And then on the 18th, it is cold and dry. I have a hard time getting out of the mid-40s if this is right. We'll check the end of the forecast, January 24th, kind of a fast zonal flow across the nation. Ooh, boy, that is a 1050 millibar high over British Columbia. That's cold. And a boundary setting up north of here. A lot of mischief. You get the idea of the end of January, and February could be mischievous, and we wonder if February will make us shiver, in the words of Don McLean. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. Notes in the blog. Next video here tomorrow morning. Brian Peters, by the way, will have the videos tomorrow and tomorrow and Thursday due to travel. I'll be back in the pocket here Thursday afternoon. I'll be at the AMS convention out in Austin, Texas for a couple of days. So we'll keep the blog updated. Brian has the videos covered. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless. Who's got time to listen to boring radio shows? If you're going to listen to something good, like Eavesdrop.
My favorite thing about Christmas is not the presents.
No.
And it's not the million Christmas parties. And it's not playing Dirty Santa. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's about relationships.
I know. I know exactly where you're going with that, yeah.
It just is.
It is.
And take the time. What if this is your last Christmas and you never know?
Just talking it up.
They may use the name Jesus in a terrible way when they hit their thumb with a hammer by accident on Saturday afternoon when they're working on their car. But don't bring Jesus into a song and give him a beer. It ain't right.
Hey, I know a few of those folks myself.
Bama Talk Show.
But before we head for the Dome, we got business to take care of at home. So making plans for the throwdown in downtown Atlanta, we'll have to wait until that post-game rammer jammer rings in the postseason for Bama and the offseason for the Barn.
Auburn unleashed.
That magical score that Auburn fans remember, 17-16, came out of that game. And Bill Newton was responsible for the chant, punt, Bama, punt. Bill, thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Adam. I appreciate y'all having me as the first guest on your show.
Worldview matters.
And, we've been talking about a number of things. Last couple of times we talked about socialism. We moved from Islam to socialism, and we were going to continue today to do the same thing. But a lot of things have happened in the world in the past 10 days. It's heated up again in Israel. So I thought it'd be a good chance for us to talk about some of the things that relate to worldview as it relates to the Israeli situation and Egypt and all that's going on in the Mideast.
High school heroes.
And the plane goes right through the bridge and doesn't catch on fire. It's tons of stuff, man. Tons of unrealistic stuff, but hey, it was really cool, actually.
Warning, any of these shows can be addictive, and they are all fun. Listen on iTunes, Stitcher, your favorite podcast app, or on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.